Hey there, fellow educators. Welcome to episode 4 of Catching Up with Casey. Super excited that you're here today because today I get to share with you why I do what I do and how I can help you do what you do. Okay, so you're here to learn about why I do what I do and how I can help you do what you do. I always find that it's great to start with why. So I'm going to start with why. And I do this in all of my presentations and all of my collaborative meetings. And in every school that I go into, I start with why. Here's my why. I envision collaborative learning communities in which the vast majority of educators are eager and inspired to come to school every day, feel empowered and valued while at school, and end each day with a great sense of purpose and fulfillment. That's my why. That's why I get up every day. That's why I do what I do. It is my mission to be able to get most. I'm on a mission to make this vision come to reality in as many schools as possible, regardless of the role that I'm in as an educator. So, what do I do as an instructional impact consultant? I partner with schools to facilitate collaborative learning around high impact strategies so that we can solve the problems that products and programs simply aren't solving. You heard me right. The products and programs we are continually purchasing simply aren't solving the problems that we're noticing year in and year out. And yet, we pour our time and effort into finding just the right product, just the right program that will help us to put a band-aid on those problems so we see short-term effects. Every school has problems. Here are the most common problems that you might notice in a multitude of schools. Lack of student engagement and motivation, lack of student ownership of their learning, low morale due to teacher overwhelm, teacher time spent on lesson planning, teacher time spent on work outside of school, resulting in, again, low morale, minimal gains in overall student achievement, or student learning that has not transferred to application. These are the most common problems that we notice in schools. These are also the same problems that a lot of schools often try to find programs and products to purchase so that we can quickly get to the solution. However, that's not where the solution is. And more often than not, the problem is actually much deeper than what we see at face value. And more often than not, the solution is much deeper than what we see at face value. And at face value, what we see are the products and programs that so many companies and organizations are trying to sell us. So let's just think about the products and programs that are often purchased so that we can try to solve those problems because we're trying to solve them quickly. That's what's usually trying to be done. They're trying to be solved quickly. We notice schools purchasing curriculum resources, so much so that we get to a point where we have so many resources that teachers don't really know exactly what to choose from. They don't know exactly what to pull from or what to discard or what to stay away from. So guess what ends up happening? Instead of going directly to their state standards or going directly to the curriculum that's been purchased and implemented by the school, they resort to things like teachers pay teachers. I have to say, before I move on though, I'm not completely against teachers pay teachers. However, wouldn't we want our teachers going to research-based materials and best practices before jumping to that easy button? And yes, that easy button is teachers pay teachers. Unfortunately, these teachers are spending their own time and money locating these resources that are easy to print off and easy to implement. Sometimes they're not all that easy to implement. It takes a lot of preparation in order to implement them. But the things that are being implemented are not, because they're not best practice, we're only noticing short-term results for student learning. The other thing that we often see schools spending their money and time on is off-site professional development or training. The training is for the programs and products that we've purchased. The professional development is usually a one and done professional development because it's cost effective. But again, what we're seeing is only short-term positive results or no positive results whatsoever. And so we have the same problems that we're trying to band-aid fix over time. Those smaller problems become bigger problems. And too often we get to a point where we don't have a band-aid big enough to fix the problem, and it's become major. My proposal is that we get to the bottom of what the true challenge is for schools so we can get to the bottom of what is going to have the greatest impact on student achievement. And it is not the products and programs. Our solutions lie within the walls of our buildings. Those solutions lie within our people, the educators, the leaders, the students, really the community members that come inside the school. But here's what I know. It can be a daunting task to analyze the current realities of our own schools and delve into the deep work of facilitating collaborative learning and determine those 1 degree shifts that our people can make so that we're making significant impacts on student achievement. And when you think about it, every single person in our school is inundated with their own tasks. They are also coming to the table with their own perspectives of the problems and their own perspectives of the true solutions. And this is where my partnership can help. I'm able to take a seat in the balcony of your school and analyze the problems you're facing from all perspectives. I ask the right questions of leaders to get down to the real challenges that they're facing. I have the right conversations with teachers to gauge their current culture and mindsets. I observe students in classrooms with just the right lens to gauge and analyze the current reality. And then I very strategically and intentionally work with your teams to collaborate around those strategies that are going to have the greatest impact on student achievement, but also strategies that are going to empower the educators in your school, thus empowering students. But here's what's different about me. As an impact consultant, a great deal of what I do revolves around modeling and facilitating collaboration. And here's why. There are several things that are at the core of my beliefs and my pedagogy. First and foremost, I believe the greatest instructional impact lies in our ability to and our success in collaborating with colleagues and students alike. I also believe that collaboration can be hard, complex work, but that's often the kind of work that is inspiring and empowering. And as I've alluded to, products and programs do not inspire and empower. People inspire and empower. When our people, our educators, our leaders, our students are empowered, there is no problem that cannot be solved. I've given you my why. I've given you what the problems we're noticing in education are and those band-aid fixes that aren't solving the problems. And I've told you exactly how I can come alongside you to help you do your job and do it effectively. But you first have to decide what is your why. So I'm going to leave you today thinking about what is your why? Why do you get up and go to work every day? What is it that you want to see come to life? What vision do you have? And how can we partner together to make that vision a reality? To empower your teachers, to empower your leaders, to empower your students. If partnering with me is something you are just even somewhat interested in, I highly encourage you to reach out to me, connect with me, and we will chat about how we might partner together or how I can lead you in the right direction to get the problems you're facing solved. And until then, until we connect, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flippity flip.